spectacular.
Wow. You can never be stressed in here. It's just incredibly hot in.
But behind the scenes, this serene paradise is maintained by a frenzy of activity.
We're all gonna die.
It's definitely not your average day-to-day 9 to 5, no.
The team risk life
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and dignity
Friday bit me on my bum.
for one reason.
Does the ocean matter? 100%. I wouldn't be here today if it didn't matter.
If you fall in love with something, you're more likely to want to protect it.
In this series, we go behind the closed doors and under the water. Revealing the secrets of Britain's biggest aquarium.
He's got to feed us again.
Yeah.
Do you think when they have functions, anybody comes in here?
I don't
They
really do. I bet they do.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
At the National Marine Aquarium, you can never second guess the public.
You have the people who will just sit down and relax and watch the fish shoaling. Then you get the 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds running around like mad things, just being amazed at what they're seeing.
But curator Marcus Williams doesn't mind why they come, so long as they do.
I want people to come here, and I want people to fall in love with the ocean. And because if you fall in love with something, you're more likely to want to protect it.
Marcus's conservation message depends on getting people in through the doors to hear it. Most come to see the sharks and the rays, but none of them can match the appeal of the aquarium's biggest character.
Would that be cool?
Friday, the green sea turtle is the headline act, drawing in the largest crowds.
Yeah, and money to keep the aquarium going as well.
I don't think he's a
Right then? No grey.
lovable character. As a routine thing, a little bit different.
He bites cylinders, he bites regulators, he bites heads, hands, thumbs.
Not surprised.
For safety, when divers enter the water twice a week, Friday has to be put in a side tank. But Marcus doesn't like taking the star attraction away from his fans. He's keen to try something new.
We're going to have him in the tank with the dive just so that the public can see him more. We are reducing the times when we have to take him off display.
Assistant curator Emma Whittle is leading the dive team.
Obviously, if Friday is completely imaginable or besides it's not safe, I'll just go knock it on the head and let's get out, okay?
As it's the first trial, Emma wants to take things slowly. Friday will be in the main tank, but Andrew will keep him occupied with a Friday favourite, lettuce.
Can you call Friday over now?
Okay, I've got it.
This is essentially going to first time to see whether or not he is going to be a good turtle, be a good boy, eat his veggies.
So far the plan is working. Friday is preoccupied with the food, leaving the dive team to get on with the cleaning. But then there's a hitch.
just got one bit there.
Food ran out. They're on their own now. And if I don't really have anything to distract Friday, I kind of just have to leave it to them.
When the food's all gone, that is when Friday will come and investigate to see what is going on in his tank. He does get a look in his eye. It's like we call it the mischievous look when you think, oh yeah, he's going to go for us. I reckon if you bit your finger, he'd be able to break that fairly easily.
The team goes on the defensive.
So the easiest way sometimes to get him away is to physically grab his shell and turn him.
And Zav has some other tricks up his sleeve.
If you can grab onto the hook on one of his flippers and redirect his entire body as he's swimming, that's much easier. Also, you can grab the scruff of his neck and you can gain a little bit of control over him then as well.
With the cleaning done, it's time for the divers to make a quick exit while the going's good.
Yeah, it was pretty good actually. He was fairly well behaved for the majority. Yeah, it was when they ran out of food and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go and pass to the divers now. Bit of an adventure, but that is the best behaved I've seen for a long time.
Friday has just about passed the test and now has the freedom of the main tank, keeping his fans happy and coming back for more. Marcus is always looking for new ways to attract visitors.
Oh, a little bit more than just jelly. Tell you that. One you wouldn't want to touch.
To this place.
Oh yeah, there's always surprises. That's nothing new. You got to roll with the punches. It's a roller coaster.
His latest project is typically out of the ordinary, and it's meant calling in help from a local engineering workshop.
Found you? Yeah, there's the baby. Have a look, let's see.
Marcus wants to give the public a close encounter with the most spectacular animals in the aquarium. From inside a submersible cage. Alf Chanter is the man responsible for building it.
Here we have it. It's a beast, isn't it? So the idea of the cage is to get people in and give them a completely different perception of the marine environment. So we want people to fall in love with the animals, and we just think this is the best way we can do it. Seeing the animals from one side of the acrylic is one thing, but actually to get into the water and have the animals come up and interact with them, it's going to blow people's minds. It really is. It's going to be great.
I mean, it'll be quite exciting for them.
Yeah.
To get those real close-ups of what you can see in there. It's a very unusual commission for us. Yes, we're industrial normally, very industrial. Tables, practical purpose machines, spare parts of big machines. Now be our normal thing.
Alf has used industrial grade steel and mesh, resistant to corrosion, to keep the public safe.
The mesh is pretty tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite resilient. You don't get nothing right through that. Your various creatures aren't going to get through it anyway.
Well, we got 9-foot sharks career around the tank, but then also we've got a turtle with a great big beak that likes to bite things.
Marcus is very switched on with it. You know, you can have a laugh on his joke, but it's clear his background means that he really does know his stuff.
So we'll get it in the water and we'll work it out from there, really. Probably just put a chain around it and things in case anything fails.
Yeah.
And so the public not plunge to their watery death.
If it works, this will be the first time members of the public have ever dropped into Britain's deepest shark tank.
Do like a nice bit of stainless steel. Alright, lovely.
National Marine Aquarium is run by the Ocean Conservation Trust, and protecting marine habitats is at the heart of everything they do.
So the more people we get through the door means the more money we have then to work on our conservation projects and help the marine environment, not just here but all around the world.
One of its most important projects, a partnership with Natural England, is run by Seagrass Cultivation Officer Amelia Newman.
I get very attached to them because they are very much like babies from the get-go as a little seedling, and then I'm watching them every week.
Amelia's babies are tiny seagrass plants, grown from seed in the lab, where she can create the perfect conditions for them to flourish. Once they're a little bigger, they'll be planted back on the seabed in Plymouth Sound to restore areas of depleted seagrass meadows. For Amelia, this is a passion that borders on obsession.
It has at the moment definitely become my whole life, yeah. Working 8-hour days and then going home and thinking how we can change bits and pieces.
Today she's heading off to collect new seeds from the ocean floor at Loo Harbour.
It's absolutely fantastic when they get in the perfect conditions for it. It's nice and calm, and it's exciting to start the seed collection. It's really, really good.
Amelia's staying topside to supervise, leaving teammate Esther as one of the divers.
These are the reproductive shoots that we're looking for. They're much, much longer and woodier than the normal seagrass shoots, and they're full of these spathes that are all the way along it, full of seed, which you can see now. That's what we're harvesting.
They look like pads. You go on octopuses.
But once you start spotting them, you can't stop.
Round sticky pads. So they stick onto glass and things. Octopuses can get through the tiniest, can squeeze through the tiniest of places because they're so flexible.
Seagrass may look insignificant, but it has an important role to play in saving the planet.
So it's really, really key for locking in carbon, particularly with the whole global climate change at the moment. We need to lock in as much carbon as possible, and seagrasses are great for doing that.
And it has other benefits too.
It is a key species for many juvenile fish species. So lots of them lay their eggs in there, start as little babies in there.
Around half of the UK's seagrass meadows have disappeared in the last century.
God.
So Amelia and Esther's work is vital. The team has special permission to pick seeds, and to safeguard the population, only 1 in every 3 plants are harvested. For Esther, the dive is one of the best parts of the job.
It's kind of a cross between flying when you get your buoyancy correct and also this incredible peace. It's quiet down there. All you can hear is your breathing. And there's that sense of this amazing, huge world, and I feel like it just makes you feel really small, which I find exciting because it makes you realise there's so much more going on down there. Of the ocean. It doesn't matter if you've dived an area 100 times, it's still going to be full of mystery each time because animals are animals and they can go wherever they want, and you never know what might happen. seagrass are actually growing on their carapace, on their back. So it's really hard to spot them. You have to be pretty sharpish and watch your fingers.
Because yeah.
And definitely watch your bags. They kind of like to grab onto the bag, and you have to sort of wrestle it off them a little bit.
Despite having to battle the wildlife, the dive's gone better than hoped.
Looks like they've done a good job. Pretty much all moved up to shoot.
It cannot go wrong, can it?
So that's it, the end of an absolutely fantastic day, Blue. We really have collected just far beyond what I expected, and it's a really, really good set, good stand for having these seeds mulching down and having enough to replant and start our restoration. Could not be a better day, really. It really has gone very, very well.
Back at the aquarium, engineer Alf is arriving with Marcus's shark cage.
Morning, gents. Yeah, get ready for this.
Man, we're always ready for this.
Yeah.
Always ready for this. Let's get it in there.
Yeah. It looks heavy though.
It's not. Surprisingly, it's not as heavy as you think it is.
There's plenty of enthusiastic youngsters around.
There is. We like enthusiastic youngsters.
Yeah. Right. I've got a bad back, I should tell you that.
It's physically, it's not that heavy. Go on then. Bloody hell.
Oh.
Go on, my son.
Oh, shit, from the top. Right.
It's surprisingly not that
Yeah,
heavy.
you said that when we took it out of the van, it felt heavy.
You get on the weight of it.
Like a Jesus.
1, 2, 3. It truly isn't that heavy, so.
But moving this surprisingly not that heavy cage is only half the battle. The next challenge is to get it onto the floating platform above the shark tank without any accidents.
We just get this one across an inch.
We just push it that way.
There you go.
Happy with that?
That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Ah, that's what it is, isn't it? We can actually, we go your way a little bit.
It's more a case of this one counterbalancing that one. But if anyone sees it sliding, show.
Alright.
You had to think outside the box really because we're above a very, very big tank, we had no stable platform for people to work on. So getting the pontoon there in place, getting it strapped in so that they could actually put ladders on it and things like that, make it safe. You know, I don't think Alf and his team were very happy about slipping off a ladder and falling into 10.5 metres of water with sharks.
No.
Well, you thought it's dangerous.
Wow.
Define dangerous.
Leaping.
Well, no, they shouldn't do. Well, you know, if you wait for a shark to swim past, then you shut your hand in front of its face, it's going to react.
If he starts licking his lips, I'm getting out. The things you do for work on a ship.
Yeah.
But it's the tank's most notorious resident who's showing the most interest.
Oh, big boy.
It's going over. What the hell have you put in my tank? Can I bite it? Can I eat it?
With Friday having given it the once-over, all Marcus needs now is a willing volunteer brave enough or foolish enough to try it.
Who better to test it than Alf? Because if it goes wrong, then it's his fault, basically.
But there's just one small hurdle to get over first.
No idea. This thing's smaller than the last one I want.
Let's have a look, let's have a look.
Oh, crikey.
That's not going to work.
That is the most incredible tight suit.
Bear with me.
Bear with me, caller. It's very exciting, though.
I'm going to give you this one.
About 3
I want to tell you what size it is.
I'll be back.
Go, I'm going to run out of wetsuits in a minute.
I'll be back. We're back when you do that.
We're getting them out. Can you breathe?
I can get up and breathe right. Yeah, I can think, but not.
For Alf, a man more used to a metal workshop than the ocean, this is going to be a first.
Definitely looking forward to getting in there. I'm feeling confident. And the cage will be alright.
We are getting close to breakfast time as well.
After 8 months in the making, will Alf and Marcus's cage survive its maiden voyage?
Yeah, you okay?
Oof. You're prone your life for that one, going in there.
There's no surprise who's first to come and check Alf out.
He's already got a friend. I think it's love.
At one point, I think I went nose to nose with him, and you don't get any closer than that. Friend for life. So I'm looking down into that tank. There's so much going on in there, and you've got fish of all varieties and different wildlife.
There's a zebra shark swimming past there.
And it's only when you come to places like this that there is more to life than what we think there is. And this is as close sometimes as you can get to the real world. And we must never forget this exists. We've got to look after it.
If only everybody did.
And when Alf came in and he tested it, it was great to see, his little eyes lit up, and he loved interacting with the animals and seeing them up close. Yeah, this is coming towards the end of a big project that I've been thinking about for a long time, so it's great to see.
The cage has done its job. It's kept Alf safe, but got him as close as possible to the tank's residents.
We're all about having those positive interactions in the marine environment and getting people to love the marine environment. This just ticks that box. It's brilliant. So, how was that then? Is that good?
That is frankly incredible. It's the views are out of this world. They really are mind-numbing. You've got such a good visibility. Everything's around you. You're in there, properly immersive.
Marcus's next job is to convince his visitors to give it a try.
And how much to go in it, wonder? Yeah.
Having successfully gathered the seeds, Amelia and Esther are now facing the aquarium's worst job.
So, harvest is done, we've got our material ready for mulching. So we have to drive it all the way up to the polytunnel, a long way away from the aquarium.
A long way for a good reason. To release the seeds, the seagrass has to be put in water to decompose. And decomposing seagrass reeks.
It's very bad. It's very, very bad. Imagine walking into a swamp and just the rotting smell hitting you all over and you can't get rid of it at all.
Last year they did this process in the aquarium, but the stench was so terrible they've been banned. Coming to the polytunnel has saved the public from the stink, but unfortunately there's no escape for Amelia and Esther.
Those boxes, the eskies we put them in, even in that short time from the dive boat to the storage facility, the smell is, imagine the worst rotting eggs you can think of, and then add in a few bad smells on top of that. It's so bad. I can't describe. Here we go.
Before they open up the boxes, they need protection.
So, this is smell, keep the smell out. Oh dear. Can you hold the lid for me? Yeah, I got the lid. Oh my god.
We have to get right up in there, pulling out this rotting material practically onto our faces, and like with the lid sort of closing on your head.
Ow! That's so lovely. Fetid soup.
Yeah, mean, you know, there's bits of my job I love, but that one, I'm glad it's only once a year.
I keep trying to pretend it smells like something yummy. It's not working.
In a month or so, the seeds will be ready to collect.
And these little guys, our little babies, are going to be cultivated up in the lab and then put out into these areas which need restoring. So you create new habitat and help sequester carbon for future generations.
Back in Plymouth, biologist diver Andrew and his boss Heather are putting in a late shift to welcome a delivery that's just arrived from Portugal.
Hello. You got a delivery for the National Marine Aquarium?
Lots of animals arrive in boxes like this.
Yep.
This one has been in transit for 24 hours, so Andrew's keen to get it into its new home as soon as possible.
It's exciting. It's a little bit like a present. You've got this new excitement for this new animal. You're okay. But it's also really nerve-wracking.
To help the new arrival adjust to the change in conditions, Andrew and Heather start by using a low red light.
If you've been in the pitch dark for hours on end and then it was suddenly really bright with all these lights shining on you, you wouldn't like it yourself.
When we first opened it, all you could see was the bag, so it meant that we had to have a little bit of a closer look.
Be careful with the knife.
She wants to say hi. Hi.
Watch your fingers, watch your tentacles.
Safe inside is a 6-month-old common octopus.
I think we're a brave one.
You, the bravest little thing. Oh, you're so tiny. She wasn't scared or sort of stressed out. It was like, no, okay, I'm ready. Hello, nice to meet you. Give me a shake of my tentacle.
For Andrew, a new octopus is an extra special event. His first job in the aquarium was looking after the previous octopus, Spaghetti. He developed a close bond with her, beginning his passion for the creatures.
I never particularly liked octopuses, but then as soon as I met one for the first time, just something in me just went, oh my god, these animals are so smart. It's hard not to like her when she's this charismatic and friendly.
Common octopuses only live for a year or two. Even so, losing Spaghetti was difficult.
It's always upsetting when you lose an animal. It's especially when an animal that you've got a real connection to. There are animals that I've lost that will definitely stick in my mind heavier than others, and I really do feel that Spaghetti is one of those.
Now Andrew has a new octopus to care for.
Right, if you get the bag out.
And it's not just the staff who'll be keen to meet her.
The public get just as excited as we do about having our new animal. This new little one that we're getting in is going to do a lot of good work with educating people.
Seems quite confident.
New animals coming into the aquarium can't be placed directly into the tanks. At the moment, the octopus is in water from Portugal, and the pH value of the water, the measure of its acidity, is unlikely to match the water in the aquarium.
If we put her in before she got used to a new pH, then she can go into something called pH shock, and they can end up dying from it.
Andrew and Heather trickle water from the tank into the bucket, gradually getting the octopus used to the pH levels of her new tank. It's a process that can take several hours.
You wait as long as it takes. I mean, their help is worth more to us than a bit of sleep.
With time on his hands, Andrew takes the opportunity to enjoy the aquarium after hours.
I like this place during the day, but at night time it's something different. A lot more relaxed.
This is a side the public don't see. Once the last visitor leaves, the lights automatically begin a very slow fade.
They will slowly ramp down as the evening passes. It replicates the natural sort of setting of the sun for our animals.
At night, the aquarium becomes tranquil.
Fish do sleep. It doesn't look like it because they will have their eyes open the whole time. They don't have proper eyelids like we do. So when a fish is sleeping, they just sort of, they're still. You'll see their breathing sort of starts to slow. It's so chill. When I started 3 years ago, she was about that big. So she's grown really big.
Two hours later, it's time for Andrew and Heather to take the water readings again.
I will take that. Ready to go?
Finally, the pH levels match, and it's safe to transfer the octopus to her new home.
There's a good girl. In you go. Oh, such a good girl. Good girl. There we are. You ready? You ready, little one? You're thinking about the future and the potential that this animal has to impact so many people, and sort of the rest of the fun and enrichment and the good sort of life we're going to have give them.
I'll try to. You go out. You go out. Babbies, you want it. Good girl. Welcome to your new home. You don't want to let the old one go. There you go. Good girl. Awesome. Right.
That's it. That's a nice new home.
Her new home is 2 tanks, connected by a tube so that she can move between them whenever she wants.
Time to sleep.
Night, little one.
Next morning, Andrew's the first one in, eager to see how the new octopus will react to her first day on the show.
I describe them as toddlers. So you've got some which can be quite shy, and then you've got others that can be more sort of entertainers, jokesters that love the sort of attention.
As the visitors begin to arrive, there's no obvious movement in her tank. But she's ready and waiting. Friday better watch out. The aquarium, it seems, has a new star attraction. Everyone who comes comes through the aquarium's doors is greeted by the front of house team.
Can I put my head inside it? Yeah. Go ahead.
Known as rangers, their job is to engage and entertain, to help build a lifelong relationship between the public and the ocean.
The rangers are integral to what we're doing at the aquarium. You know, we're trying to get a lot of the ocean across to the public, and we can make the tanks look as amazing as we can. But with that human element there, linking with the public and explaining things and enthusing them, it's a waste of our time really, so we need them, they're integral.
Today, new recruit Dylan is coming to meet team leader Safa, who's showing him the ropes.
Now these props are also very important to get the public really, really engaged and really, really used to things as well. A lot of these things they'll never get a chance to actually see them.
Dylan's first job will be to chat to the public about an animal artifact picked from the aquarium's collection.
I'll pick this massive turtle shell.
Okay.
So that people can flock towards me. Flock towards me to have this turtle shell. What would you like to have?
I want this.
Yeah, look at you. That is good, you know. That is good.
Before coming here, Dylan was at a crossroads in life, unsure what job he was best suited to.
What have you got, Si?
I just really didn't know what to do. Really was lost.
He'd been brought up to value the natural world.
I wanted to be around the sea. My parents were very into nature. They took me to zoos, wildlife reserves, and things like that. So that really fostered my love of nature.
And his lucky break came when he was given a shift in a pub on the Plymouth quayside.
I was working as a bouncer in a pub across the water. And I just saw the aquarium and thought it'd be awesome to work there.
Having done some research and found there was a vacancy, he applied and got the position.
People love this.
Yeah.
They love it so much. Anyway, shall we go outside?
Yes.
Marvellous.
Let's go.
Now, artifacts in hand, it's time to face the public.
This area is a really good area because everyone's already naturally quite talkative. So when the first person sees us, or I go to them, I'll talk to them first. Hello guys, come over here. Gabi, I think you're a turtle. Gabi the turtle.
Safa's a good warm-up act.
Are you ready to swim the sea? Yeah. Oh my god, that's the cutest thing ever.
But now it's Dylan's turn.
Now behind me over here, our Dylan looks being super scary looking.
Looks a bit freaky, doesn't it? A bit scary. This is from an animal called a sawfish, and this is actually just its nose.
How exciting is that?
You can give it a touch if you want, just be very careful. Yeah. Its nose is bigger than you. Imagine that. And uses these to defend itself. It's doing the job, isn't it? You wouldn't want to go near this, would you?
Have a good day. Alright, thank you. See you later.
It's a great start.
Come over here. What about me? You left me hanging, Eden. Hey!
But before Dylan can become a fully fledged ranger, he needs to do the aquarium's biggest show, the shark show.
The shark show is terrifying. It's like a very intense roller coaster. Good morning, everybody.
To prepare, he needs to learn from the expert.
My name is Safa.
The shark show is clearly the big one. This tank is what a lot of people come to the aquarium for, so there's a lot of pressure.
Millions of years ago.
There's just a couple of weeks until Dylan makes his debut.
They've evolved quite a long time ago.
What are those called Nemo?
One of them should be called Nemo?
Yeah.
What should the other ones be called?
Bob.
Bob, that's a good name.
Shadow.
Shadow.
Boaty.
Booty, you've come out with some fab names today.
Many of the animals in the aquarium are given names by the rangers and volunteers. Friday, the green sea turtle. Cooper, the humphead wrasse, and Pongo, the spot-fin porcupine fish. Names are everywhere. Marcus is a bit bemused by it all.
Well, that was a pufferfish.
That's lovely. I don't like people naming animals. It's just when on official documents they say something like, "Oh, cheese and onion didn't feed," and I'm thinking, what? Who on earth are cheese and onion? It's like they have scientific names as well. Please come on.
Today it's the turn of the new octopus to get her name, and Andrew has come up with a novel way of picking it.
Everyone really loves the octopus, and I think it would be quite fun and a bit more fair if she gets to choose her own name. So everyone put their suggestions in. We picked a few out of the hat. All of them I think the octopus will like.
The names the octopus will be choosing from are Bubbles, Quigley, Camino, and Jules.
I'm going to turn them over and give them a bit mix up though, so that I don't know which one it is, and it'll be a bit more fun, a bit more of a surprise when we find out.
Andrew's put each of the names inside plastic eggs.
Hello, little one. Are you ready?
He's hoping the eggs will sink and the octopus will pick one.
Choose a name for us.
But this octopus has other ideas.
Not that I'm trying to over. No. I know it's interesting, but those ones, please.
Not the GoPro.
Well, that's it. She's just having a little bit look at the eggs at the moment. Come on, cheeky.
She's choosing the elephant. You certain that's the one you want? Yeah, elephant. Let's find out which one that is. Camino. You got a Star Wars reference. That's the water planet in Star Wars. I'm happy with that.
Wonder if Marcus will approve.
So I think it's a cute little name.
Deep in the bowels of the aquarium, Amelia is in the seagrass lab. Once shoots have rotted down in the polytunnel, new seagrass seeds are brought here to be grown.
It's such a great environment because they can control so much of what goes on in there.
35, so that's the, oh my god, 35 plants. That's the most amount of plants we've ever had to buy.
So those plants really did grow. We had very, very flourishing plants that were healthy and ready to go out into the natural habitat, into the sea.
After months of 5-star treatment, it's time for Amelia to let them go. Today she will attempt to return them to the floor of Plymouth Sound.
Very big day. Very big day out of the very controlled environment here into the sea. I didn't really see it mainly because this is the first time that they are coming out of the water and they need to spend as little time out of the water as possible. All of these have been like proper babies for me. This is like the end point of a very exciting last 5 months. Yeah.
This is basically a harvesting job, but in the sea.
So the big problem now is keeping them wet because they're out of the water. The chance of them drying out and then not being viable later is increasing. But we've got about 40 minutes until the boat gets here, and then they can start their journey off to the sea.
Seamless safety doors. Classic that the one time we want them to stay wet, it's sunny in England. What do you think?
That's not perfect. It was a big concern that they would not be very happy and then they would start almost dying before they got to the sea.
Arriving at the harbour behind the aquarium, there's no sign of the boat Amelia booked to take her seedlings out to sea.
So it should be coming into here, but she's not even in the lock yet, so I don't know. So it's going to have to go on the side, over that side.
It's not looking good.
The boat's hydraulics are completely gone. So I just see my email that says that the boat that we were using to lower the crates into the seabed is completely gone. I'm just going to see if anyone else can help us out because this is very bad news. This is very, very bad that we had got everything out of the water and there was no way that we could get them into the sea.
Just 1 second. Can we just have a full halt? Full halt.
Just nothing's happening yet. We haven't got a boat. So yeah.
This whole project is on a knife edge. The culmination of a huge amount of work and effort and team effort, and we're at a breaking point.
The team can't simply take the seedlings back to the lab. The specially filtered seawater they were living in has been drained. Their only option is to try and find another boat.
Amelia from the Seagrass Project.
But not just any old boat. It has to have a crane to lift the heavy crates into the sea.
Hello, I'm just wondering what your availability for the barge or some smaller vessel even that can help us with the Seagrass Project. He was like, oh, I don't think so. Our boat was fully booked for the day. Oh, right, okay.
The longer the seagrass seedlings are out of water, the greater the chance they won't survive. Amelia doesn't have long. Dylan's shark show is approaching, and he's been putting in the hours.
Yeah, I did loads of preparation for it. Loads.
Perhaps too many hours.
There was a point where I was reading like really difficult scientific literature on sharks and I realised that I don't need to do that.
Before Dylan does his show, Safa wants to check how it's going.
What is your favourite shark?
The Greenland shark, I
Greenland
think.
shark,
Yeah.
And I think you should put your favourite shark inside the show, you know? It makes it more passionate. Because when they see you're passionate about something, they will love the show even more. And also when you're passionate, you can see the twinkles in your eyes.
I really, really enjoy making the fish not just fish, but actually with personality, because the majority of people that come here don't think that fish have personalities. And when they know fish have personalities, they're more likely to care about the fish.
I actually want to know what you know about our lovely citron leopard shark.
I know that potentially the oldest in the world.
Yeah, he's about 45.
This is the only show that people are like, oh my days, I want to know more.
The shark tank is the biggest tank in Britain. How big is it?
About 2.5 million litres, I think.
Wow, you are absolutely gonna kill it.
Thank you.
Massively. And you have got this in the bag.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you.
No worries, man. No worries.
It's Dylan's moment.
Hello everybody. I'm back here.
Well, even hardly, it was like 2.5 million tonnes of water in that tank there.
Always gets filled up.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Getting the message across to a lot of people is what we're here for. So. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dylan, and I'm one of the rangers here at the National Marine Aquarium. This is our Atlantic Ocean tank. It's the biggest marine tank in the UK. It holds 2.5 million litres of water. Now that's enough to fill up a bathtub every day for 85 years.
There are 2 shark shows every day of the week. If all goes well, Dylan will join the Ranger Rota.
So rays are the last animal I'll talk about. Rays are essentially flat sharks. I want to end this talk with a little bit of a conservation message because that's what we do here. I just want you guys to go home and tell people that getting out of bed is more dangerous than the shark. Just so hopefully they can get a bit of a better reputation. But thank you for listening, guys, and have a good rest of your day. I like teaching kids. I like being surrounded by curious people. I've come a long way since being a security guard. I'm a ranger.
Back with the seagrass team, Amelia is still waiting for a breakthrough, and the precious seedlings have been out of the water for over an hour.
I'm on the hold with Park Commissioner. Yes, good, thank you. How are you? Yeah, I've had better days. Do you have anything that can help lower 2 crates of pillows into the bed into Jacob?
With time passing, the day warming, and nobody able to help, there's no choice but to keep trying anyone who might have an available boat.
Any strong boat with a
Amelia is now looking
reasonable sized heavy duty crane.
months of work, and the ruin of one of their most high-profile conservation projects.
No, it's all on feet. So there's nothing around at all. Do you know anyone else who might be able to help us?
I'm really surprised
With
that
no boats coming to the rescue, Amelia is running out of time and options.
I'm really surprised they don't. The company, the company people work for. That's why they don't have their own boat.
And it's, I just need to sort that out, and then we'll see what we can do with them. Their biggest concern right now is them drying up for sure.
The whole team is on the hunt.
Hello?
Oh.
What was that?
Hello, you right? Okay.
Ugh.
Oh, that's very good news. Okay, Nick, that's all I need to hear. Good. What do we need to do?
Finally, she strikes lucky.
Thank you. See you in a bit. Cheers, bye.
Yeah, we have a boat.
Cost, but we have a So much tension. Amelia, nice to meet you. Sorry, I was calling you this morning.
You're not wearing a cape, but trust me, you're a superhero this morning.
The only question now is how much Nick will want for the use of his boat.
In a pinch, if you go to someone in an emergency, they've got you over a barrel, they could charge you through the nose. And we were in a bind here, and the biggest concern was, okay, we've got a boat, but what are they going to charge us?
Can we just run off a price? Okay.
You're going to be saving the planet, Nick. You're saving the planet.
We're going to base it on, shall we?
Seagrass is the way forward.
It's going to be a token of our assistance. I think that's what we're not going to charge you.
For him to say that he wasn't going to charge us, I mean, what a blessing. There are amazing people in this world.
You might see all of our families outside the door next week.
Oh, what a relief. I was just bracing myself for a massive quote there, thinking, what's he going to say? Well, I told him we're saving the planet. When people hear that, they're like, I thought he was going to say it. It's terrific.
So this is really honestly turn the day around from trying to get into a point of desperation to we are actually going to be successful.
Just shocked they don't have their own boat. All you need is a boat like that. And a crane like that.
Because they're currently very, very dry.
The pillows going back to their natural habitat and where hopefully they will flourish for the rest of their lives.
The idea is to plant out those pillows of seedlings. So the main objective is to get them laid out, but not so far apart that they're going to just wash away and become nothing. It was such a buzz to be down there, be like, we're doing it, it's happening.
Yeah, I'm sure I love that.
All the time and effort and emotion put into the stresses and the ups and downs of it all. Amelia and I were just squealing at each other like, look at this! You know, we'd high-five each other in the water and we just knew it's happening. This is going to be huge for the planet. We're saving the planet.
Excuse me.
Now the team will monitor these new plants to make sure they're well established and the seagrass meadows are thriving, helping in the fight against climate change.
It's been a rocky day, but it's been a great day. If that makes any sense. I don't know, you tell me. It's been very mixed emotions and now it's a very good day, yes, absolutely.
Next time, Zav meets his childhood hero.
Deepak Shaw is an absolute legend and a bit of an idol and a role model of mine.
And look who I'm with. Marcus brings in the first new tank for many years.
That's a test, isn't it? I hope it's going to go through the doors.
And the team perform a pregnancy test on a shark.
It does look like there's a lot of fluid in there.
Look at that. Listen, all BBC says. Now we've escaped death. We've got to make the most out of life. Ashley Walters talks to Louis Theroux next.